What's up, Minifigs? Welcome back to Hunter's Lego Room. Today we're checking out set number 76999, Supersonic vs. Egg Drillster. It has 590 pieces, a retail price of $80 in the United States, 3 minifigures with 2 buildable characters, and it released back in August of 2024. We'll go ahead and start, like we usually do, with our minifigures of the set. The biggest draw for this set is our new Supersonic minifigure. He is a fantastic minifigure with a new molded head with an angry expression, red eyes. The boot design for the legs is similar to the other ones. The arms are the same as a regular Sonic minifigure, but you have that new yellow torso, yellow head, yellow legs. Honestly, it's a fantastic looking minifigure. Now, this minifigure is exclusive as of the release of this video. However, in January, there will be a new set coming out with this same Supersonic minifigure, and that one's going to be a pretty good set. But the printing on this one is very good. Just the simple detailing on the back for the spikes and tail and dual molded legs. And yeah, it's just a pretty good minifigure. I'm glad we were able to get a Supersonic minifigure. It's probably the main thing people were thinking of when Sonic the Hedgehog first became a theme. We have seen Shadow the Hedgehog before. I did a review on his first set a couple weeks ago. This is an exclusive Shadow figure to this set, but the torso and legs are not exclusive. The only new detail on him is the expression. He's just got a much angrier expression than he had in the last set. But the printing on him is excellent. The dual molded legs and the boot design is very good. The back printing is essentially the same as Supersonic's, just black on black, basically. But it's a very good-looking figure. He does have arm printing to show his kind of wrist gauntlets, and you can kind of see on the head, they were able to get the different colors on his spikes on his head, and it looks fantastic. Here's a little bit of a better look at that arm printing. Fantastic minifigure all around. Here is Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik, if you will. He is made up of the long legs from like the Avatar theme or the Toy Story theme back in the day, which are able to bend like a normal minifigure leg. He has a specialized torso and head, which the head does not come off at all. It is all one piece, but the arms are their own pieces. The printing on this is spectacular. The coloring, the print detail itself, it looks very, very accurate to like modern Dr. Eggman from the games. The face printing is very good. The colors, again, very good. So just again to show, the legs are 3 studs long instead of 2. The arms are just kind of the bigger ones they've used for like the Hagrid minifigure. Pretty cool to get him in this set. Moving into our 2 buildable characters, we have an Egg Pawn, which is one of the Eggman robots. It's got a very nice printing for the head, and you just have some ball joints here for its arms and legs to get it into a lot of different poses. It can't hold a weapon or anything, but it can kind of use its arms, I guess, to just hit whoever it's attacking, like Sonic or Shadow. But it is a very, very nice minifigure. I'm definitely not a minifigure, definitely a big fan of this. Opens up, and you have one of the small animals inside that is used to power the robot, something we've seen plenty of times. You can get this into plenty of poses, which I'll just show off here real quick. Just kind of a standing with the arms up. You can easily get it to balance on a leg, and you can even get it to do the splits. Next is the gun wing, which the gun is a sort of military, which I'm not sure why, but they treat this like it is an Eggman robot. It has a clear stand here so that it can be floating above the ground. It just kind of floats. Right there in the front is a gun, and the yellow is an eye. It's got 2 little wings here, and it looks great for what it's trying to be. Very nice design. In the back, you have a small crate that opens up to reveal another small animal powering it, which, again, nothing new, but I like that they include these because I think they're pretty fun. It is a pretty simple build, but it gets across what it's trying to be pretty easily. Something that they've been pushing in these Sonic sets is a new big play feature with the kind of launcher here, and you have a big star print on that piece. Now, this is supposed to represent the spin dashing in the games, I believe, with this small Technic contraption where you push down on the spring and it just launches the orb out. Now this opens up so you can fit a minifigure inside just on 2 technical pins, and in this one you're supposed to use supersonic, and this is just meant to represent spin dashing, as I said. So you just use this to launch it into various enemies or obstacles that they put in the set. You'll notice it is opaque around the edges, but on the sides it's clear, so that way you can see the minifigure pretty easily. You can just set them in there. I'm going to pop it back open, and we will put Sonic in more of a running position just to make it look a little better. It doesn't change anything how they're placed in there, but it looks pretty good. You can see them pretty clearly on the sides, which I'm definitely a fan of. So you just take this, you lift them up, you put them right there, and you just hit down on it. And it's just supposed to destroy stuff in the sets. I'm going to mess with my camera here for a second as we get the kind of lab section in here. And you're just supposed to use this to break this wall, which we will get more into this lab section in a minute. Apparently I put the wall together a little too well because this is not going through at all. But there you go. Next, we'll move into that kind of lab area for Eggman here. You have a small wall on the right, but first we'll take a look at this left area. You have a small computer area, and you have this shelf, which has a couple little Easter eggs on it. So we'll go ahead and pull this off of the kind of rest of it so I can take a better look at it. On the top here, you just have an egg. Down here, you have a cracked egg with the yolk and the egg whites. And over here, we have a purple box. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. If any of you know, let me know down in the comments. You have Orbot and Cubot in their smaller forms down here, as well as a Chaos Emerald under a microscope of some kind. And that just fits in any minifigure's hand, just like so. Going into the computer area here, you have a small desk, and pulling it back here, you have 2 drawers, or just the appearance of drawers. Those yellow parts, they do not open at all. You have the kind of bubble shield on the top left, and you have a small computer here with your screen right there in the back, as well as a mouse and keyboard. And obviously this printed piece has a lot behind it, which I'm not really going to get into in this video, but it's kind of crazy that they put Maria in a printed piece for this set. You have your swivel chair here, and that can just fit any character into it. You can fit Eggman into it. However, his legs do hang off the chair a bit, but they do make sure to give him clearance because he does have long legs. He can still swivel around the entire thing. Or you can take him out, and you can fit Shadow in there pretty easily. Not going to cause any issues. The back just kind of leans back, so you can fit him in anyway. Now, onto the right here, you just have this small buildable wall, which just goes down in a couple different segments. Just 5 different segments on jumper plates here. So you can kind of design the wall however you like. If you want to rebuild it, put the kind of skinnier pieces in the middle, big pieces on the outside. You can do whatever you want with that. We have one buildable vehicle in this set, which is the egg Drillster itself. It kind of sits forward at this angle, so the drill is pointing downwards, but you've got a nice big red, yellow, gray color scheme, which I think looks pretty good. You have your exhaust here on the back, as well as a pretty big outtake for the engine. Moving around here in the front, you have 2 headlights that are adjustable, as well as your kind of engine block. On the sides here, you have 2 flick fire missiles with the eggs on the front. I'll kind of flick that one out, and I will say that first one I launched, it took me a good few minutes to find. If you flick it hard enough, it'll go flying. Now that we've got that back, moving into the drill itself, as you drive it forward, the drill will rotate in 2 separate parts, and that is just hooked up through some gears here underneath, linked with the front tires. So as you drive it forward, it spins one way, and as you drive it back, it spins the other. And this is another thing you can use to break apart the wall that they give you. I don't know why Eggman would be destroying his own wall, but they give you the option to do it if you want to do it. Again, not sure why he would, but if he really wanted to, he's got the option. There is one more feature when it comes to the egg Drillster. If you notice, there's a little kind of light piece down there, and this whole thing actually lifts off to be one of Eggman's flying pods. You just have the little wings on the side with the flick fire missiles. No lights or anything on the bottom, nothing fancy. And you just have room for Eggman to sit there with a couple of plates, as well as a little windshield in the front. And without the kind of flying pod, the inside has just got a little hollow spot for it to sit. It doesn't really do anything without it, but that just sits there on the one plate in the middle, which I think is a great little feature. This set does have some pretty great play features with your egg drillster on the right, as well as your little lab and your action spring. Definitely did not mean to do that. This set has 590 pieces, a retail price of $80 in the United States, 3 minifigures, 2 of which are exclusive, as well as your 2 buildable characters. And honestly, it is a pretty great set, especially being able to get Supersonic here for the first time. It is a great set. I think it's got fantastic play features, a little bit of kind of Easter eggs over in the lab section. I think they knocked it out of the park with this one, except for the price. $80 is definitely a bit outrageous. For 590 pieces, I will say that with the egg drillster, you've got some larger pieces there to build it up, as well as the kind of launcher over on the left. I tried to separate the set out, kind of divide it up by vehicle, minifigures, the buildable area, kind of divide it up and see if that would kind of add up to $80 if you separated it out. But it really only felt like it added up to $60, maybe $65 with how Lego's priced nowadays. And it is definitely overpriced. It feels overpriced. It is a great set. I think I love it. It's got a lot going for it, as I've said, but the price is really holding it back. If you can find this on sale, I say definitely go for it. I love the design of the egg drillster, and I love the Supersonic minifigure, but it really does not quite feel like it lives up to its price. But those are just my opinions. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying my content, and I will see you all in the next review. Thanks for watching, guys.